The Norwegian Sun from Norwegian Cruise Line is currently offering cruises to Alaska, which are 9-day voyages from Seattle onto Alaska. The 9-day voyage offers picturesque and beautiful views of the region's glaciers as well as other natural phenomena. On the 25th of June 2022, Norwegian Sun had a very close encounter with an iceberg which had to force her back to port. What happened was, shortly after she had set sail, she encountered a growler, which in other words is a name given to an iceberg which is pretty small, typically 3.5 feet or 3.3 feet of ice showing above the water. This type of an iceberg usually has a width which measures less than 6.5 or 6.6 feet. Many factors do come into play when an incident like this occurs. As was the case with the Norwegian Sun, the strike with the iceberg could have occurred due to dense fog, which thus was reducing the visibility when she was sailing. No injuries were reported and the ship was able to continue sailing through the open seas. After the strike with the iceberg, she took a detour to head to Juneau in Alaska, where she underwent safety checks. Caribbean International's Utopia of the Seas construction reached the first major milestone yesterday as the keel was laid at the Chantiers de l'Atlantique shipyard in Saint-Nazaire in France. This is a part of the OSS class for Royal Caribbean. Now, the ship is powered by LNG and is set to debut in the spring of 2024. This is what Michael Bailey, President and CEO for Royal Caribbean International, had to share about the event. The keel laying ceremony for Utopia of the Seas represents the first milestone of an incredible ship and the next step toward a bolder, thrilling future for Royal Caribbean and vacations. Utopia's debut in 2024, on the heels of the Icon of the Seas, setting sail in fall 2023, will build on a new exciting chapter that is set to redeem and refine family vacations and getaways for all ages and ways we'll soon reveal. The construction of Utopia of the Seas is an exciting opportunity for the Chantiers de l'Atlantique teams that are aiming to make this cruise ship one of the most environmentally friendly ships in the world, equipped with new generation dual-fuel engines. At the ceremony, the working teams constructing the Utopia watched as the newly minted coins were placed in the ship's first 948-ton steel block. The long-standing maritime tradition calls for coins representing Royal Caribbean and the shipyard, which is Chantiers de l'Atlantique, to bring good luck during the construction process and while the ship is at sea. Holland America Line is changing its COVID-19 testing requirements for selected sailings on board the new Rotterdam. As health protocols around the world continue to evolve, the company is adjusting their policies to align with those in the countries that they visit. As a result, guests sailing on the 2021 built vessel on the 10th of July, 17th of July, and 24th of July won't need to show a negative COVID-19 test before boarding on board. After spending the winter in the Caribbean, the Rotterdam is currently offering a series of cruises in the Northern Europe. The impacted itineraries depart from the port of Amsterdam in the Netherlands and sail to several destinations in Norway. According to the statement, the company's COVID-19 vaccination requirements continue to stay in place. All passengers 12 years and older are required to be fully vaccinated against the disease, with the final dose of an approved vaccine received at least 14 days prior to embarkation. The guests who are 18 and older also need a booster shot if the final dose of their original vaccination cycle is older than 9 months from the day of the cruise. Those who fail to comply with the requirements must require an approved vaccination exempt from the company in advance of their cruise. This particular announcement from Holland America shortly comes after the one which was made on board P&O Cruises. Earlier this month, the British Cruise Line, which is also owned by the Carnival Corporation, removed the pre-departure COVID-19 testing requirement for selected cruises to Norway on board the Iona. Before this, Viking Cruises became the first major cruise operator to drop the pre-boarding COVID-19 testing requirement. Coral Expeditions is expanding deployment with a series of itineraries to the small islands of Japan and the Philippines in the year 2023. In a press release stated by the company, the Coral Adventurer will set sail from Guam for the first of several expeditions scheduled in September 2023. And in the voyages will allow guests to visit historic sites such as Tinian, Torishima, and Iwo as per the company. The first leg of the trip also includes stops at the Japanese Ryukyu, Okasawara, and Izu archipelagos, while the return leg involves stops at the Tarako Gorge National Park in Taiwan and the 19th century Cabo Engao Lighthouse in Paluai Island. Including this is the site of MacArthur's Beach Landing at Tacloban in Philippines. Through these journeys, Coral Expeditions continues the theme of visits to remote islands that are of historical, biological, or anthropological importance. The company states that they look forward to take the customers or the passengers to those places in Japan which most visitors have not seen. Very few local Japanese people have ventured into these hard-to-reach coastal communities of southern Japan, let alone Western travelers. These islands are a mix of ancient traditions, unique landscapes, as well as rare wildlife, and an area we have long sought to explore. Starting from September 2023, the company is offering these cruises in a combination of 14 nights and 16 nights. Princess Cruises has announced an online contest through its social media channels offering a chance to win an 8-day cruise vacation in Australia on board the Majestic Princess for 2 guests. Departing on the 12th of November 2022, this cruise winners will stay in a balcony stateroom, sailing return trip from Sydney and visit captivating destinations in Tasmania, which include Hobart, the Great Oyster Bay, and Frisian Peninsula, as well as Eden. This giveaway is timely as Princess recently celebrated the restart of cruising in Australia and the greater relaxation of the border and travel restrictions for the region. Australia offers close-to-home voyages for guests in Southeast Asia, making it an ideal option for a delightful vacation. They are also offering a range of fly cruise options, creating the perfect opportunity for those guests to extend their stay in Australia, which is a much sought after and popular dream destination. Princess Cruises mentioned that they are thrilled that the public confidence is back as well, with the surge in interest for cruises in Australia, Alaska, Mediterranean, Europe, and other global sailings. They are hoping to attract first-time cruise guests with this contest by creating brand awareness as what Princess offers. So the contest has kick-started from yesterday on the 1st of July and will go through the 31st of August 2022. It's open to all legal residents of Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, Vietnam, and Brunei who are 18 years of age and older. Entering the giveaway is accessible by simply completing an online form. There is no requirement to purchase a cruise. Registrants can enter this contest by logging on to Princess's website and search for Win a Cruise or click on the link after following the website instructions. Currently, Princess Cruises is offering over 50 different itineraries and 70 sailings on 3 ships sailing in Australia in 2022 and 2023. The Coral Princess commenced sailing from Brisbane on the 16th of June, after which she will be based in Sydney until August and November. The Grand Princess will sail from October to April 2023 out of Melbourne and Adelaide, and the Royal Class Majestic Princess sailing from October from Sydney as well as Auckland in New Zealand. Carnival Corporation is focused on improving cruise pricing while optimizing occupancy. The company said that they remain focused on improving price throughout the next year. They focus on optimizing the occupancy while preserving the long-term pricing. In the current environment of travel restrictions and health protocols, the company said that they are using limited promotions to capitalize on near-term demand. They're building on their aggressive fleet optimization efforts. Given challenges in parts of Europe, they have reallocated capacity to capitalize on markets where there is stronger demand. The company also mentioned that they have been doing everything that they can to keep the pricing strong. On the positive side, the company said that they are not only seeing more first-time cruising customers, but they are building toward historical occupancy levels in 2023 at better pricing. As the company had anticipated and indicated earlier, the pricing for 2023 is already on the upward trend. And that concludes our cruise news updates for the 2nd of July. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed watching this video, please don't forget to hit that like button, and yes, a subscribe to my channel will really be appreciated. Until next time, you take care and stay safe.